this birth prep and pelvic floor relaxation series. In this series, I'm going to go through different movements to help you prepare for labor and birth. So there's lots and lots to take away from these videos. It's going to be 6 videos. There is no specific sequence to these movements. You can really just try them out and then stick with the ones that work best for you, the ones that you like. Maybe there are some that don't feel so great, so just leave them out. That's not a problem at all. But yes, it's a little bit of a collection of movements to help you prepare for the special time. So because there is no specific sequence, maybe you've already watched this intro. I put it at the beginning of all the videos just because I don't know where some of you are going to start. So if you've already listened to me, you already watched this intro, just skip ahead, skip to the movement part. You don't need to listen to me again. But if this is your first time, stick with me because I do have some helpful tips to give you so that you can get the most out of this series and also best prepare for that labor and birth. So a quick note on the equipment I'll be using throughout this series. Sometimes I'm going to be using a yoga block or a small ball like this one, and these you can easily swap for a rolled up towel or maybe a pillow, so there's no need for you to buy these. We will also be using a Swiss ball or a stability ball. You can swap this one out for a chair or maybe sit on the couch on a softer surface. What I will say that it's not always exactly the same when we swap the stability ball out, for the simple fact that if we're moving on the ball moves with us and the chair and the couch won't. But again, it's not necessary for you to buy one. Just if you're going to invest in something, I would start here. I find that most pregnant women really love this, even just if you're working at home or relaxing, watching TV. Sometimes it's nice to just sit on it and move your pelvis around. So this is a great one to buy, but again, it's not necessary. And now just let me go over a few of the key points again to get the most out of this series. You'll want to start with these exercises around the 34th, 35th week in your pregnancy. And at this point, we really want to focus on releasing and relaxing and lengthening that pelvic floor muscle. So it's very different from what we do early in pregnancy or maybe in postpartum, where we say, lift the pelvic floor, engage the pelvic floor. We want to start to stay away from that, and we really just want to relax down there. So again, you want to start around the 34th, 35th week of pregnancy. Ideally, you would do a few of these exercises each day. I know it's not always possible, so just try to do as many as you can and as often as you can. Even a few exercises a day are great, so just pick the ones that you like. And again, we want to focus on lengthening, releasing, opening up the pelvis. This doesn't mean that we don't do any core work anymore. You can still work out, you can still do deep core workouts, but we will be focusing in those deep core workouts, we will be focusing more on engaging the transversus abdomen, whereas the pelvic floor, we want to keep it relaxed. So again, instead of saying wrap your core around and lift the pelvic floor, we don't want to lift. Just keep it relaxed. And the reason we do this is because a tense or even a hypertonic pelvic floor, which doesn't mean it's not strong, it doesn't mean weak, but it's just not tense, will make it harder for the baby to find its way through it. So the pelvic floor doesn't actually engage, it doesn't actually help us push the baby out, right? It actually has to more get out of the way to let the baby go through. So this is why we want to keep it as relaxed as possible going into these last weeks of pregnancy. And also another quick little note on weightlifting. If you're still maybe going to the gym and lifting weights, that's totally fine. You can keep doing that. But this is also a great time for you to maybe start thinking of reducing the weight you're lifting and modifying some of the exercises. And this is because when we do compound movements like maybe a squat or a deadlift, and we have some weight, we can lift some weight, which is great. But the pelvic floor cannot help but engage in those movements. So again, you can keep doing that. It's also great to keep working out. but try to maybe dial it back with the weight a little bit and focus on technique, and then do these relaxation movements on the side. So as a final note, in this series, we're really going to be focusing on releasing and relaxing that pelvic floor. We're going to be focusing on opening up the pelvis and the hips. This is going to create more space for baby to descend and then eventually come out. We're going to be doing this through different stretches, mobility, and lots of breathing work. So I know that sometimes you might be thinking, well, what exactly do I have to do? This feels weird, or I'm not doing it right. Just keep at it. This is a skill that has to be learned, and it takes practice. So just find the movements that work best for you and keep at it, keep at it. You still have quite a few weeks to prepare for birth, and I promise it will make a difference. All right, all that being said, let's get into today's movements. Okay everyone, for this next series of exercises, we're going to be needing a block, and then we'll use a pillow for the last exercise. We're going to start in an all-fours position. Place the block under one knee. Shoulders are stacked over wrists. And from here, we're just simply going to be doing some breathing. Okay, we want to create that asymmetric position in the pelvis, which is going to help open up more one side of the pelvic floor. So, big inhale, deep into the pelvic floor, and exhale. Bring your belly up a little bit, hug your core around, and we start over. Big inhale. Really visualize breathing into your pelvic floor, and exhale. Okay, one more on this side. And exhale, pelvic floor stays unengaged. Gonna move and do the same thing on the other side. Whenever you're ready, big inhale. Breathe deep. Honor your baby. Spread those sit bones apart. And exhale. And one more here. Okay, for our second exercise, we're going to stay in this position. And we're going to do pelvic tilts. So from here, you're going to lift the side of the pelvis that is not on the block. Lift, come back down. And this is more of a mobilization exercise. We're moving our hips, our sacrum, and also the front of our pelvis. Let's do two more here. Good job. We're going to switch sides. And lift the other side. Come back down to the mat. This is also a great one if you're experiencing some tailbone pain or discomfort in the sacrum. And a few more here. All right. For our next exercise. We're going to be laying on our side. So always support yourself coming down. We're going to place the block in between our knees, or again the towel if that's what you're using. And here we want to keep a nice neutral position of the spine. You don't want to be tucking your tailbone under or overarching the lower back. So nice neutral position, and from here we're getting into that internal rotation. So you're kind of pushing your knee against the block and lifting your foot up and outward. This really helps us work on the range of motion of the internal rotation. The better that is, the better we're able to open up for baby in the later stages of labor. Really keep this internal rotation in mind. It's going to be great. Whatever birthing position you're in, think about knees in, feet out. Okay, so one more here, and then we're switching sides. Always supporting yourself when coming up on the sitting or laying position. Okay, block in between our knees, and we work the other side. And let's do two more here. Last one. Okay. Coming back up. Now we can place the block on the side. Now we're going to take our pillow, place it underneath our lower back or our pelvis. We're going to lay on it. Actually lay on it if you can, because we want to get into this butterfly position of the legs. So if this feels comfortable, great. Otherwise, you can also support yourself like this, however it feels most comfortable for you. So here we're elevating the pelvis, helping that pelvic floor relax. We're taking a weight away from the pelvic floor, and we're going to focus again on our breathing. So big inhale, and exhale, relax everything. Big inhale into the pelvic floor, visualize it spreading, it lengthening, it releasing tension, and exhale. And let's do one more. Very good. Let's come out of this position. Great, thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I hope they help you already now release some of those annoying little pains that we get during pregnancy, and certainly they're helping you prepare for labor. So just keep at it, keep practicing. You're doing great.